Hey guys, quick one today. So, what I'm going to do today is, since I wasn't happy with the size of this, I measured it out, and what I'd programmed in here for this size for the pipe was 0.86, no, it was 886 of an inch. And measuring some of these bits of pipe here, this one was 0.846, so significantly less, like 40 thousandths of an inch smaller, which explains why this was so sloppy in here. And some of this same, half-inch pipe that I've got sitting on the floor here is actually 0.840. So once again, quite a bit smaller. So what I'm going to do is I just wrote a quick program, or drew a quick drawing that converted it to a G-code program to do an 840 hole, an 845 hole, and an 850 hole. And we'll see which works the best, because I suspect that, like the 840 hole, this pipe isn't even going to go in. But, you might be able to sand it a bit, and if that's the case, I'd rather it be a tight fit than it be a loose fit. And we'll work our way back and forth and see how it goes. Okay, so there's the three holes drawn. Probably no visible difference in size between them. Just something that I thought you guys might find interesting. I found a good way to deburr the tops of these holes is just to scrape them with a razor blade, and it actually does a very neat job of deburring them. Now, probably giving it a light sand would have done the same thing, but nonetheless. So let's give this a try. So this one, just for a refresher, is 0.840 inch, 0.845 of an inch, and 0.85 of an inch. So I would expect this, this is a tight fit, but it would go in. Now it's all covered with a sticker there, so I'm probably doing it from the wrong end to get a good measurement. Obviously the threaded end is going to go in because it's tapered. It's actually an interesting idea. You could actually almost thread that in there, but then you'd have to cut the pipe or get a pipe that was exactly the right length. I would say that this is good. It's pretty solid to the point where I do have to thread it out. This one also will go in to a certain point. Actually, it'd be interesting to know how much it would go in. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up this pipe, bevel the edge of this just quickly, and then try and do it from this end. I'll clean all this gunge off, and we'll give it another try. Okay, so we'll give this a second try. Just knocked it off. Gave it a light sand on the belt sander, So obviously this is a nice tight fit. That actually would be acceptable, and that's the 8501. It's not going to be a problem with it moving. It's not going to slide out. I don't even think I need to really worry about these other two sizes here. Now this is 845. That also actually works quite well. And then there's 840. I think any one of these would work, but you're going to have to press it in. With the smaller diameter ones, you're going to risk splitting the MDF. And I don't think it's worth it, because like I said, even a slip fit would be fine, because I expect that the person would end up epoxying at least one end of it in, just to make it not impossible to take apart, but to make it solid. So that, I think, would be fine. So 850 seems to be a fine dimension there. and getting in fairly far, pretty much up to where I sanded when I was doing it. Whereas, yeah, as much as anything, I'm probably wallowing out the hole with the end of the pipe, probably scraping it actually with a moderate, well actually no, I didn't take the burr off of that, oops. Anyways, so there we go. What did I prove? Well, I think if I drop my hole size, or change my hole size to 850, it'll work fine. I should have measured them before I tried putting the pipe in there, because it would have told me just how big it was in comparison to what I was asking for. Clearly, one thing that needs to be done is I really need to improve my dust collection system. You know, like here's my new shoe, and it's magnetically held on, and it does need some kind of a ducting around it to, you know, better contain the material that's being cut off of there, because I'm still getting a lot of dust leaking around. If I'm thinking I'll probably put a little bit of a skirting around it, but a stiff plastic skirting. I could put something like a bristle brush around the inner edge of this hole, or around here, but I'd heard other people saying on some other forums that when you're coming down, they're stiff enough to push up on the Z-axis and you know, distort some of your measurements or your readings or cuttings. So I'm kind of still thinking about what I want to do there. The best idea I saw was a stiff plastic around the edge, but it wasn't so stiff that it would lift it up, but it wasn't so light that it would get sucked in like that vinyl I was trying to use before. Well, predictably, there's always a little addendum onto the end of my videos here. I popped this out, and I decided I could probably measure from the bottom of it, since the pipe had, for the most part, not disturbed the holes. And I found that actually the dimensions were very close to what I asked it to cut. This one was 840, this one was 845, and this one was like about 851, which may have been due to the fact that I plunged the pipe through it though. I did notice that the holes are not round. They're slightly different. It's about 5/1000 of an inch shorter. I believe it was in this direction than it is in this direction. This direction they were almost bang on. This direction they were off by about 5/1000 of an inch, 5/1000 of an inch smaller. So the machine is pretty much making things exactly the way I'm asking it to, just within the limits of whatever, you know, slack there is in the whole system here. You know, like I am still using just fuel line couplers, and there may be a small amount of slack in that. There may be some, you know, lash in the system here where it's you know, backlash, where it's not you know, where it takes 5 thou for it to pick it up in one direction. Who knows? You know, there's a lot of, you know, like you can see it right there. It's not a perfect system by no means. Anyways, I'm rambling a lot. I'm going to knock off. Thanks guys for watching. Rate, comment, subscribe.